What up, fam? I am Dr. De Luna, and you are listening to Drop It Like It's Doc podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about all the hidden toxins in your home, and you might want to blame someone else for these being in your home, but honestly, honey, you bought them. So my friends, sometimes I hear myself talking to patients and I honestly annoy myself just because I have to educate my patients on how many things in their home, in their environment that can be negatively impacting health. So I love that you are here. I love that you are on this journey. I love that you are investing in healing yourself. However, there is no supplement that you can take, no diet that you can follow that would counteract some of these toxins that are in your environment, that are truly singing to your cells something that you don't want them to be listening to. And the reason why I share all of this truly is to empower you to make better decisions, because in this country, I've only lived in this country, our dollar is how we vote. So what you spend your money on is what you tell the government you want more of. So you have an incredible ability to choose what you are inviting into your home, how that is impacting your life. And I know. It usually means that you spend a little bit more money, but what is the cost of health? I ask you that. You can't put a price on it, okay? First thing that we're gonna talk about is something that is near and dear to my heart. The first thing in your home that could be negatively impacting your health is shoes, zapatos, little chanclas. These shoes, I'm not even kidding, fam. When I opened up this space, this is my clinic, and I have a podcast room in here, and we have multiple practitioners, and I kid you not, in the lease, I had them sign, you can't wear shoes. You can't have your patients wear shoes. Why, you ask? Because I'm crazy? Yeah, I'm definitely crazy. But besides the point, the reason why you cannot wear shoes in this space or in my home or any space for that matter that you want to lie on the floor in is because your shoes, if you were to test what was on the bottom of them, you would find a concerning amount of gross shit. First of all, anything that's outside is on the bottom of your shoe and you are welcoming it in. So probably things like pesticides, herbicides. Look at the grass outside. If there's no weeds growing in that grass, you might be like, ew, pretty. That means that it has been covered in toxins so that those weeds don't grow. You step on them with your little feet. You bring that right into your home. It's on your floor. What's on your floor? A dog? A kitty? A hamster? A baby? They are getting exposed to those toxins immediately. It's getting absorbed into their skin, right into their body. I only listed pesticides, herbicides, things like heavy metals can be on the bottom of your shoes, but I think the one that is really gonna convince you to not wear shoes in the house, you know I have two doggies, right? You know where they go pee-pee poo-poo? They go pee-pee poo-poo outside. And you know what's on the bottom of your shoes? It's fucking fecal matter. There's literally feces on the bottom of your shoes. They might be human feces if you live somewhere like Ocean Beach, California. They might be dog feces. They might be cat feces. They might be, random squirrel feces. But regardless, I'm just going to keep saying feces to gross you out because inside of these feces is an incredible amount of bacteria, one of which is E. coli. And it's almost comical to me that people are like, I can't eat these certain types of greens because they're a common source of E. coli contamination. Honey, it's not the fucking greens that are gonna give you E. coli. It's wearing shoes outside, bringing them into your house. And then some people even wear shoes like on their furniture and in their bed. That is disgusting. I'm so sorry. I'm very opinionated. You know this if you listen to this podcast, but no shoes in the house, okay? E. coli, just to really anchor that one in, E. coli is a very common source of urinary tract infections, of gastrointestinal infection. So if you're like, I got E. coli, it must have been from a restaurant. No, you probably got it from wearing shoes inside of your house, okay? So no shoes. Leave them at the door, baby. Just got a sign for this practice. I've never been more proud that people take their shoes off. Okay, on to the next. Something else that is a hidden toxin inside of your home, nonstick cookware, Teflon. Even if it's not Teflon is just the name of a chemical, essentially, which is a per or polyfluorinated compound. These are compounds that are man-made. Yes, they are. Humans have made really great compounds for us and our health. So yes, this compound makes things slippery. It makes things so that they cannot stick, which is why you can flip a pancake nice and easily on your nonstick pan. However, Did you know that if you heated up that pan too long, that compound not only is seeping into your food, so you're eating it with every bite, but it's also being released into the environment. So there are actually studies that show that if you were to heat up a nonstick pan in an environment that was not aerated well, you are at an increased risk of multiple health concerns. These chemicals are really challenging for your body to clear out, incredibly inflammatory, so they are directly linked to things like cancer. Let me say that again. Nonstick pans are directly linked to things like cancer. Why the fuck are we using them? Why are they even legal? But you got a little of my passion there, right? You know that I think the government's slowly trying to kill us, but there's lots of alternatives to nonstick. Of course, nonstick is cheaper, right? But these are things that you're using every single day. Hopefully you're cooking for yourself every day. And these are things that you can easily swap out. I'm a big fan of cast iron. I think that, of course, there is a risk that you can get too much iron, but I've never seen that happen in my practice. Honestly, cast iron is great. There are certain brands of ceramic cookware that are non-stick and they're just inert, and things like glass, things that are not going to leach chemicals into them that you then consume. But again, it's also just by heating it up, it's going into the air that you're breathing in your home. So gross. Thinking about other things that are in your environment that are in the air, candles. I remember being a little tot, going to the Galleria Mall in Middletown, New York. I'm a Leo. I love shopping, okay? And my mom would take me out of school and I'd be so excited to go shopping. And she would bring me into Yankee Candle. Have any of you ever been into Yankee Candle? That's almost my hell. I was a little girl, just in Yankee Candle being like, Mommy, I have a headache. And she's like, shut up. You don't have a headache. Just kidding. She didn't tell me to shut up, but that was like the energy behind it. She's like, let me just buy you this cookies and cream candle. And I'm like, Mama, my head hurts. The reason why my head hurt inside of Yankee Candle is because all of that is fragrance, right? I can just imagine the smell. It's almost like a cloud that hits you when you walk in. That is, fragrance is made from a chemical called phthalates. You know what phthalates are really good at? Fucking up all your hormones. So if you want to really just give yourself a hormonal confusion, give yourself a whole bunch of symptoms that are inflammatory in nature, buy some scented candles, burn them all day. When you are burning that, also, let me just say that aside from the phthalates, is that when you are burning a candle, what is the wax made out of? It's probably made out of petroleum. Is petroleum good for you? Definitely not. Do you want to burn petroleum? Probably not, unless you want to release a whole bunch of toxins into the home. So I am a big fan of natural candles that are not scented with phthalates and that don't have any fragrance in them at all. They might be scented with essential oil, something like that, or they might not even have a scent. I'm a big fan of beeswax candles because you know what beeswax is. You could eat it if you wanted to. I would not eat petroleum personally. So really not a big fan of that. And also there is just soot that gets released when you are burning a candle. Truly, there's soot in the air. So if you're someone that has asthma, respiratory issues, if you're trying to heal your lungs after something like mold, that could be a consistent contributor to just having respiratory issues or just feeling stuffy or even things like headaches, because anything that you burn that becomes volatile, it goes into the air. So they release a lot of volatile organic compounds. That's what they're called. You inhale them, they circulate, it's beautiful. And that's also a fun fact. If you smell something, it's already in your blood. So obviously you don't have gasoline in your house, but this is just an example. So when you're filling up gas and you're like, smells good. I don't think it smells good, but some of you think it smells delicious. That's not good. But the second that you smell that, or if you smell, cars, their exhaust, that's already in circulation. So if you are burning candles in your house, that's something that you are just welcoming into your environment. I would recommend, going the hippie route and not buying those. And that goes with even things like cheap incense and things that you just don't know what you are releasing into your environment. Big fan of healthy indoor air quality, things like air purifiers, happy plants that can help. And then we go into the mold thing, which we're going to talk about at some point, because how can I not talk about mold and hidden things in your home? So since it already popped out of my mouth, I guess we'll go there next. I'm drooling a lot today. Don't mind me. I'm just very happy, I guess, full of saliva. Mold. Some of you are living in mold and you don't know because you're like, I don't see it. It's not growing. My landlord came in, they said that it's not mold and just to clean it with bleach. Honey bunny, you probably have mold in your house. If you see it growing, you definitely have mold in your house, because mold is usually hidden. It's usually hidden in an area of water damage. So that might be under a sink, behind a wall, in a crack, in a corner. So you will not necessarily need to see it growing for it to be contributing to that air quality. If you are someone that moved into a new place and started getting migraines, or if you moved into a new place and just got exhausted, or all of your chronic health concerns started flaring up, you definitely need to consider that something in your home is making you sick. And of course, it could be some of the things that I just mentioned, but it's probably not shoes out of nowhere. It's probably the environment of your home. And water damaged buildings not only have things like mold and mycotoxins, but they can have different gram-negative bacteria and all sorts of different things that can be released into the air. So, a lot of what we're speaking about today are things that are in the air. Something that it's so funny, because I'm thinking about my mom when I say a lot of these things. When my mom comes to visit, this is a true story. When my mom comes to visit, I make her do her hair outside. Sorry, Mindy. True story though, because I can smell hairspray from a mile away. Is it a good sign that I'm so sensitive to toxins? Probably not. It probably means that my liver wants some love. That's okay. I give her love. But if you're like me, and if you're like, I can't stand the smell of Yankee Candle, I cannot stand the smell of hairspray, that is your liver telling you like, hey, this is a toxin. I don't want this in my environment. And unfortunately, women have been told to douse themselves in poison to become beautiful or to become more loved. So these are things that are just abundant in your home. Anything that is aerosolized. So hairspray, not only are you getting a beautiful release of benzene. What the fuck? Benzene is a chemical that you get typically when you smoke cigarettes, but it's also in different industrial fuels and different, chemicals and things like that. But there is a lot of it in hairspray. So when you are spraying that hairspray bottle, you are releasing benzene into the environment. That not only are you getting whatever chemicals you have in the spray that you are releasing. So hairspray can make everything sticky, right? Like it makes your hair sticky. It doesn't look good. Please stop using hairspray. There's like really no reason to use it. I just had a flashback to me in middle school with like my hair slicked back. That was a vibe. That was a vibe. We're done with that vibe. But this hairspray, because it's so sticky, that's what it does to your hair. When you inhale it, it's also doing the same thing to your respiratory passages. So it can make the cilia, which are these little hairs in your lungs and in your respiratory passages, it can make them sticky and stuck to one another. So now your lungs can't detox that well, all because you think that you need to spray your hair. Truly, benzene is a very powerful carcinogen. So if you can avoid that, why would you not? And I know that this can be a bit overwhelming, but also I want you to sit with yourself and ask yourself, do I use some of these things because I need to, or do I use them because society told me I should? Hairspray is not something that you need to be using. There's plenty of clean beauty products if you want to use them. And I barely know how to dress myself and do my makeup and do anything. Like I do nothing to my hair. I'm not the person to help you in that, but I'm sure we can find some really cool babes that have resources for you if you're interested. Some other things that could be negatively impacting your health that are hidden inside of your home are things like your furniture. I know. Why, you ask? Because they're covered in flame retardants. Flame retardants are so that they do not catch on fire. Yes, which is important, but unfortunately, flame retardants are really inflammatory. They are something that are also on a lot of your clothes, to be honest. And chemicals that can easily cross through the barriers of your skin. So like that new furniture smell? That's off-gassing. That's off-gassing. So you want to air this shit out. However, honestly, when I moved out of my mold den, I had 2 of those. When I moved out of my second mold den, I'm like, I'm never doing this again. I'm only buying things that are good for me, because you have to throw everything out a lot of the times when you go through something like that. And there are so many health conscious furniture companies. There really are. And that's something that I want to empower you to with, my friends, that there are so many companies that are aware of these things, and not only the impact that they're having on your health, but the impact that they're having on the health of this world. And there's many ways that you can invest your money in your health and in companies that are trying to change the world. So I love my organic couch. It's organic velvet. I love her. I think it's Sabai, S-A-B-A-I. I don't work for them. I would love for them to redo my whole home. There's no room for another couch, but I'll take one. I'll take an L couch. I love a good L couch. Good love seat, would love it. But this is truly in your mattress, in your pillows, There's a reason why I bought an Awara mattress. There's a reason why there are things like the avocado mattress out there. And yes, they're absurdly expensive. But you know what else is absurdly expensive? Medical bills, cancer treatment. I know, but sometimes the truth fucking hurts, okay? So something else that could be in your home. This is a good one. My yogis, your yoga pants are full of poison. Yes, they are. So you know those poly and perfluorinated compounds that I was speaking to about Teflon? Aren't yoga pants kind of slippery and they dry fast and, you know, you could like pour something on and it will slide right off? That is because they are loaded also in chemicals and toxins. And there has been independent studies done that have shown that almost all of the really popular yoga brands, Lululemon, Fabletics, Biore, Old Navy, you know, any of these brands, and truly I just named 4, there's thousands of them. If they were tested, they have high levels of fluoride in them. You've probably heard the impacts that fluoride have on cognitive health, on mental health, on things like that. But it is also, that is a marker that in these leggings, in these spandex, that there is definitely these PFAS, polyfluorinated alkaline substances, alkyl substances that can then cause significant inflammation. Not only do they cause inflammation in the area that they're touching, so they could contribute to things like hormone imbalances, yeast infections, you know, just chronic inflammation in the pelvis, but they go systemically and they're actually incredible at disturbing all of your hormones. They are wonderful at causing cancer. So it's so sad. And babes, I lived in Lululemon pants. Like I loved them. They felt like butter. And then when I learned this, I got rid of all my yoga clothes. I really did. I don't have any yoga clothes that are not safe. My outfit right now, in case you're wondering, it's all organic cotton. I'm not kidding. It really is. It's sustainable. And again, there are brands out there and companies that are aware of this and want to do better. So it's up to you. It's up to you how you choose to spend your money. And every time that you are in your space, that you are choosing what you eat, what you're choosing what to wear, when you're choosing what you put on or in your body, you have the choice to choose something that is in alignment with health or something that could be negatively impacting you. And unfortunately, the norm of what is in our environment are things that are negatively impacting health. So for you to choose something different almost seems like a radical idea, but I promise you every cell in your body will sing when it doesn't have to filter out all these toxins, when it's not being told to create an inflammatory response. So unfortunately, I think there's a reason why this country is one of the sickest in the world, and it's because of how many toxins go unregulated here. So I would love for you to just start to get real with yourself, to go into your kitchen and to look at your Teflon pans. Are they scratched? If you even have nonstick, just go ahead, throw them out. Go ahead, throw them out. Get new pans, honestly. It is so worth it investment-wise. Do you have random sprays and air fresheners and candles going in the house to make it smell better? Maybe your house smells bad because there's mold growing behind a wall. Like you can work on that. Really easy to just not wear shoes inside. You can have cute little indoor slippers. That's an option. And just, you know, stop using beauty products that you don't need, okay? They're just not necessary. And honestly, it's just a big scam, so. I know that this episode probably disturbed you a little bit. It was kind of meant to, but also the underlying message is to empower you. So please let me know what fun health changes that you make. Send this to someone that has a Teflon pan that is scratched in the bottom that tells you that it doesn't matter because it does. Send this to your favorite Lululemon rep and tell them that they are slowly going to destroy their reproductive organs. And thanks for being here. Oh, and subscribe because we got some good info coming. Love you. Bye.